In my years of doing business, being married myself, I find that most couples don't necessarily fight about money, right? They fight about the risk. One partner is saying on the other side, let's buy something new, like real estate, because it's less stress, it's less surprises. And then the other one is saying, wait, yes, but will it actually make us money? As you may know, that there's a difference between buying new real estate and older real estate. And I want to say to you, my good friends, right there, before the bond, before the transfer, that conversation decides whether property becomes a blessing or a burden. And I'm going to dive in today's video. And my aim is that within this video, we are going to settle this debate of should you be buying in South Africa properties that are new, these developments, you see them, you buy them, you guys, and or should you be buying an older property, particularly for investments? I'm speaking here to couples who are within their plus 30s or any young adults who are adulting, right? If we are meeting for the first time, my name is TJ, your host, and I'm a former banker and founder here at the TJ Tribe. And I do business with a focus in student accommodation, flips, which is buy and sell, and coaching, with the hope that all of us, as young, upcoming modern parents, we can be able to have passive income from real estate. Welcome to the channel. Before we talk bricks and bonds, right, let me say this a little bit clearly. Property decisions are not just financial. There's a there's a whole lot more to it. There are material decisions, there are marital decisions, and the decisions that you're taking today will surpass yourself, the next generations, and the next generations to come. And agreement, my friends, all I can say to you is agreement multiplies outcome, and confusion multiplies stress. So if you're confused right at the beginning, whoo, there's a problem. So this video, today's video, it's not about winning an argument. No, it's not about that. It's about couples here that are, I want to say, I want to help you. My name is TJ. I'm here to help. Today's video, it's about helping you win together, you and the spouse, right? Whether you're the male or the other spouse, it doesn't matter. But I want to help you to win. So let's dive in. I want to be honest and start saying that new builds, they exactly feel safe. Once you're buying real estate, you're like, yes, this complex, yeah, two bed, one bath. Yes, it's right, right? They come with a number of things. They come with fresh paint. We all know that. Modern kitchens, the je ne sais quoi, it speaks to me. Minimum maintenance, and at least at the start, right? And very often, the developer's promises. Oh, by the way, I'm also learning to be a developer these days. I've got a bro who's teaching me how to do that, and it's going to be amazing. So, for couples starting out, and I'm speaking to you today, and any other adulting today, you're starting off. No bills for me, they offer what I call an emotional relief. So, for couples that are starting off, or anyone who's adulting, I think that new builds, they generally offer what I call emotional relief. We've got kids, we've got jobs. The jobs comes with some pressure. We don't want surprises, right? Or we're trying to avoid the surprises, and that's valid. I get it, but here is the truth: most people actually don't see or say out loudly. There is the no doesn't mean profitability, right? It just means predictability for that short period of time because there's new stuff around us. And predictability is comforting because you're coming into a place that you like. You think that if I buy this, I'm going to stay in here. It looks like I can stay here. But comfort doesn't always create wealth. Comfort doesn't always grow wealth. I said it. My name is TJ, and I'm just trying to help. So let's come back to why older properties often win for investors. There's many reasons that I could have come up with, but I decided I'm just going to give you a snippet, and hopefully this will make sense to you. Now, let's talk about the older properties. The ones that many are couples are potentially scared of. They go there and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to go in there." By the way, I've gone to some of these properties and I come back home and I'm like, "Yo, I need to take a scrub. Maybe we need to build a shower outside so that when I get home, I can scrub myself because some of the hohots in here that I'm seeing." But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. Let's focus. Now, older properties, in my view, they usually come with better locations. There's schools around them, amenities around them. They're in an established demand areas, if you're to think of it nicely, right? They've got bigger rooms. These days, two beds, one bath. They kind of like being built at like 60, 65 squares. Back in the days, that was 110 squares for the same living space, right? Obviously, because these are existing, they also have what I would like to call real rental history. You can see what people are. And if you're to look for the data out there in all these other systems that we use, the data is there. In new areas, I don't know so much. Now, the upside, and you might be asking, TJ, what is an upside? Older properties come with a grandchild upside. What does that mean? There's a building that I bought, like it was 30 units, and 6 on each floor. And it was a 1 bed, 1 bath for 95 squares. And all I did with my architect was to introduce in a unit a wall, and it became a 2 bed, 1 bath. When I bought the same building, the person who sold it to me was creating an income of 3,500. And when I added the wall and the door in the same building, I was able to make 5,500. Boom. Now that's the upside. That doesn't make sense now, right? What is an upside? So there's upside basically means that there's more that you can do. So with an upside, you can improve the rent, like what I did, this example that I've just given you, or you can add some value through renovations. You can do it differently. You can make it cleaner, right? Or you can control your numbers instead of just trusting the brochure. The brochure that you got from the builders, from the developer. Instead of trusting that, you can trust like real numbers. Next door, they are selling. They have properties that are renting for 5,500, and it's a 2 bed, 1 bath. So I can do the same here, right? Now, in South Africa, my friends, especially, many of the best cash flowing deals that I have seen, they are not new. They are not pretty on day number one, but they are, in my view, I can say, if I'm to be a little bit more honest with you, it's about what you make them to be. But if you can't, sometimes we don't know what we can make it to be because we haven't been educated on what to make it. So our thinking is not even there, right? So in a nutshell, you can see here that I'm an advocate for older properties. So older properties, I think, reward couples who are willing to learn, willing to plan, and willing to work together. What are we seeing here? And also sometimes the property speaks to you, right? It tells you, do this to me, do that to me, right? Hey, my friends, I apologize that I had to break this conversation, hot conversation that we're talking about. But I thought, let me come through and let's talk about student accommodation. If you're in the student accommodation space and you are investing in that or thinking of investing that, and you are thinking, how am I going to manage this? Is it possible actually to just do it and I can just see my portfolio grow? My good friends, I want to bring you a company that is called My Student House. My Student House has been around for a while. They are currently managing over 2,000 beds across the country, particularly in the areas of Bloemfontein, Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, Potchefstroom, and also in Gauteng. So if you're in the student accommodation space, or you're thinking of going into student accommodation space, and you're not so sure who's going to be able to manage you, the company My Student House, they will be able to manage this for you, and you can then be able to invest without any hassles of managing. So they will do the placement for you. In some cases, they can even do the project for you. Maybe there's a bit of renovation that is needed on the property, and above that, they will manage the whole property and report to you frequently so that you know what is happening on your property. So how do you get a hold of them? This is the email address that you can drop into, and we will be in touch here at the TJ Tribe and helping you on your journey of student accommodation with My Student House. So let me balance the matter as I land the plane. I'm going to balance the matter. I'm going to say that new builds can work when, number one, the numbers already make sense, not future promises. Yeah. Number two, you are already buying in a high demand rental node. Does it make sense? So it's proven already. And then thirdly, you are prioritizing easy overgrowth in this particular season that you are in, right? So we all in different seasons of finances, right? So that's what we need to look at. How do you ease into it? Or maybe you are building a long term and you're looking for low maintenance assets. In my good friends, that's when I start to think new builds start to kind of like work. So I'm not saying new builds are bad. They're not bad. They are not. They are just often oversold. Many a times, that's what they are. Developers, they're just trying to make a quick buck. So wisdom is knowing when they fit your journey. So in that journey that you're on within the seasons, when is it right to be buying there? But anyways, my good friends, as I land the plane, before you choose new versus old, I have a few questions that I think you should consider. The question that you should be asking yourself is there are basically three questions, right? I'll give it to you those questions. Question number one is about me, us, me and the missus, or the missus and the guy. Um, what season are we in? There's basically in my head, there's about three seasons. There's the survival season, there's the stability season, and then there's the growth season. Growth is like we've got so much money that we've got and we're trying to plow everywhere. Stability is like I am making it and my job is now, my business is now, I'm just making it. Survival is like, whoo, I actually cannot put food on the table. That's all I can barely make. So what season are you? Depending depending on your season, there's different decisions that you make. So that's question number one, right? Then question number two is, do we need peace or progress right now, right? And is the property going to give you peace or progress? So progress financially, that's what we're talking about here. Or the third question is, can we agree on the risk, right? And everything in life is risk. We'll never be able to eliminate it. Doing nothing is actually a risk as well. Okay. Now, because the real danger isn't about the older roof or the new levies, the real danger, my good friends, is couples who do not align on why they are buying what they are buying. So if you're not in the alignment, that's what the problem is. So it's not about the new or the old. You have to know what you're doing. So as I land the plane, God gives us resources. but he expects us to be good steward to it. And stewardship means wisdom. That's number one. Number two is patience. Number three, unity, because there's the two of you. So property that's done right, it doesn't just change the bank balance. It changes the family, the financial trajectories. Does it make sense? Like I can even add family finances, uh, love. Yeah, because if you've got money and you've got a peace and you know you're stable, right? There's peace in the house. So the love trajectory starts going up. My name is TJ. I'm just trying to help you here. I'm just trying to help. Right. So whether you are choosing an older or a newer real estate, ask this question, my good friends. Is this property saving our future or just our comfort today? This video, my friend, if it has helped you to think differently as a couple, you and the babe, right? You are exactly the kind of people we build with inside the TJ tribe. Because property is just, in my head, a vehicle. If it wasn't working, you would never see me talk about property. So it is just a vehicle. The agreement between partners is the engine to making it. I'll see you at the next video. But before I go, the best investment a couple can make today and forever is learning how to decide together. Oh, I said it so. Yeah. You might just want to tweet that as well. No, there's no longer tweet, ne? You might want to exit. So do we call it that? Yeah. But anyway, my good friends, it is I, TJ. We'll check you on the next video right here on the TJ Tribe. Boom.